All right, guys, a very special episode of How Did I Get in This Room? And we do not have a celebrity guest this time, but we decided...
No celebs, but we are the stars of the show.
Yes, so lower your expectations now.
Get them.
So we talk a lot of music on the show, and as we're getting ready for our guests, the people we're going to interview. So there's always talk about our favorite music, whatever, when we're doing prep or we're editing or whatever. But we decided we needed to do a top 5.
Always a top. Who doesn't do a top 5?
I do lists.
He does lists. I don't make lists. They're in my mind. But we did both right this time. Yeah. I win for penmanship.
So hunker down, because here it goes. The topic today is going to be...
Can I interrupt for 1
Please
second?
do.
So his first list had a flower in the notes. It's not here. He's not going to share that.
Well, your daughter was drawing.
So yes, it was a joint effort.
And we needed a piece of paper. So Margaret was kind enough to donate her piece of artwork so I could write down my notes. We need to bring that up in the next budget meeting. We need paper.
We need paper. Someone send us
who uses
the
paper anymore? All right. So here's the deal. We're going to do our top 5 movie soundtracks, and we're going to count down from number 5 to number 1. So Margot, you have the floor. Number 5 soundtrack. Hit me.
Okay. Hit you like for real or no?
Just whatever you want.
All right.
Whatever makes you happy.
So here it was very difficult for me to make this list because I wanted to go all the way to a 10. But I'm going to start at number 5 per your request, and it's going to be Pretty in Pink.
Why?
Drum roll. I hope everybody that's watching this appreciates Pretty in Pink. It's one of my favorites. I love a rom-com. Who doesn't love her? Do you love a rom-com?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You have to.
Absolutely.
Because you're sitting on my couch. Otherwise, I'm kicking you out.
Absolutely.
So what I love is If You Leave by OMD. Orchestral maneuver in the dark. Mm-hmm. I love it because I feel like...
It's in one of the, obviously, the biggest scenes in the movie.
It is. I mean, go watch it. If you have not watched this show, or even if you have, you need to go watch the review. It's
going way back to the 80s. John Hughes film, right? So, and I think so many people...
Andrew McCarthy.
James Spader. Molly Ringwald.
Who do you relate to more? I'm putting you on the spot.
Andrew John Cryer.
Ducky?
John Cryer,
of course he does.
100%.
That's why I adore you, Comey.
Well, you're
you're
very kind. And since I'm the OG on the team, i.e. the oldest guy in the room, I'm pretty sure I saw this in the theater when I was in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
It was like Spectrum in Houston.
You had to wear the 3D glasses. It was like, yeah. All right. So that's your number 5.
That's my 5.
So here's the weird thing, because we didn't talk about this. Pretty in Pink is my number 5 as well. And I'll tell you why. Because
totally unplanned.
Because obviously the movie's great and it resonates with so many people. I think you can even watch it today, and if you survived high school, there are elements there. Even though there are no iPhones back then, or
good Lord, there were other ways.
No Teslas or anything. You can still kind of identify with that. So Pretty in Pink, and for me, it was really about the music that I identified with. So the title track, Psychedelic Furs, band that I just adore. And I have to check my notes, of course. Echo and the Bunnymen, Bring on the Dancing Horses, which was a huge hit. A little band that not a lot of people didn't really maybe connect to, or they were not incredibly popular, called the Rave Ups.
The Rave Ups.
Yeah,
okay.
You lost.
I love the movie, but I can't think of what the Rave Ups sing.
And then, I think a rom-com has to have a moment where it's just absolutely crushing, right?
All of them do.
It's that moment of can this one person come back from that crushing heartbreak, right? And the movie drops in Please, Please, Please Let Me Get What I Want by the Smiths, and it's just such a perfect moment. It's such a perfect song.
Impressed.
And I think I'm very big on the the placement of the music in the right place in the movie, and I think that's why it resonates so much with me. So number 5, we got both. We got the Comey and I got both.
We are in sync.
Yes.
I love that your answer to your own question was so much more lengthy and
nerdy,
fulfilling to our audience.
Yeah.
What I think we should take away from this is Ruben
is
willing to watch a rom-com. So and you wash dishes. So props to Lil' Kim.
I love to wash dishes.
So next up,
it's my happy place.
Number
4.
Let's see who is more lengthy in this one.
Okay.
Hopefully it's not you, because it's the title of the film is Runaway Bride.
Oh, I did not see this coming.
I would be concerned if yours was Runaway Bride. I would love that for you, but then I would ask him a lot of questions.
Wait, who? I don't even remember who was in it.
So Julia Roberts, who I love, and Richard Gere. I mean, they are perfect match. Pretty Woman.
Okay.
They're just a constant.
Yes.
They're always.
So it was after Pretty Woman.
This was after.
So they were like, it's a hit.
Like reuniting.
So they were like, it's a hit. Let's put these two back together because we need more money. Thank you, Hollywood.
Yes. Her hair was a little darker. His was a little bit more like
thinner.
Salt and pepper. It was, but I loved it. And here's the kicker. I love Miles Davis. So we talk a lot about rock, on this show, and a lot of pop. And
we haven't had any jazz
but
yet.
We're going to get into some jazz. Miles Davis, it never entered my mind when they're on, his rooftop in New York, and they're like dancing, and the cat's watching. The cat's name is Lyrics because he was a writer. I just thought it was killer. That's my number 4. Look how succinct I can be. Let's see how you do.
Wow. Okay. And we do love some Miles Davis. All right. So number 4. This even goes further back in my childhood. When I was a little kid growing up in New York City, I actually remember this album. I remember this movie dropping, and my parents wouldn't let me go see it because there was, adult themes. Bad words.
It's like a PG-13?
Saturday Night Fever. So that's going to be my number 4. All right. So obviously, I guess the movie that launched John Travolta, right, takes place in New York City. About a very famous disco that everybody was going to, and disco was becoming a thing, and dancing.
Before Studio 54.
That's a good question. I think 54. I think 54 would have been maybe right along the same time, or maybe just a little bit right after Saturday Night Fever. I don't know. Whatever. But here. So the Bee Gees were contributed to a most of the soundtrack. Right? What are you doing over there?
Are you talking about my shirt?
What is our floor director telling you that I don't know? All right, here we go.
No, we're all listening to you. I love this emotional capacity.
Thank you. Staying Alive, which I think is the opening scene when he goes to the store to buy the paint, and he's kind of walking. So many great songs. Jive Talking, also by the Bee Gees, which I believe was out before the soundtrack. And If I Can't Have You by Yvonne Elliman, which was an incredible song. And that was like the song that if you were at your elementary, junior high, whatever dance, it's like the girls wanted to dance with you. If I can't have you,
Okay,
right?
Don't do that.
And the guys
Nobody's going to dance with you.
But the guys were like, what do we do? Where do we put our hands? This is weird. And of course, Boogie Shoes, Casey and the Sunshine Band. It's a great movie. It's a great soundtrack. You can put it on at a party today, guaranteed most of the people will like it.
Also, I think the Bee Gees documentary, if you haven't watched it, I think it's on Netflix, but it's one of my favorites. Love the Bee Gees.
The Brothers Gibb.
I love that moment for you.
Cheers.
Okay, moving on. Speaking of cheers.
There was a so the Bee Gees shortened for the Brothers Gibb, right?
Is it really?
Yeah, because Andy Gibb, all the Gibbs. Well,
BGs,
of course I mentioned
G-E-E.
Well, of course I mentioned Andy Gibb instead of like the 3 main actual Bee Gees, and now I'm just
You'll have to Google it.
It doesn't matter. But there was a great tribute band, which I think was a fake tribute band called Gibbed for Your Pleasure.
Okay. This one, we're moving on to my count. This, you took up, we
I'm
only
so
have
sorry.
a short amount of time on our show, and it needs, let's bring the camera back to me.
All right, go.
So The Big Chill.
Number 4. Oh, great
I
one.
love Motown. I love the oldies. And Smokey Robinson. I second that emotion.
Can't go wrong.
If you feel like... You sing it. You know.
No, I can't. I cannot
second
sing.
that emotion. It's a great song. I'm not going to explain why I like this song because your explanations have, you're much more prolific in your background, your emotional.
I prefer meandering.
But look, I dig some Smokey Robinson. Excellent
wrong.
movie. So if you're thinking of like Friday night highlights, what are you going to watch? You know, one of the things I do with my girlfriends is I'm staying in tonight. Do you have any Netflix suggestions? Like what can I do? Big Chill. Bee Gees documentary, Serendipity, A Runaway Bride. I don't care if you're a man, watch it. Okay, go.
Where are we? All right. So are we up to, where are we on time? Do we know? How are we doing? Hang on now. So we did Saturday Night Fever. You did Big Chill.
Mm-hmm. So you're it.
So it's me?
It's you.
3?
Yeah, you should be on.
How did that happen? All right. Gross Point Blank. John Cusack, Minnie Driver, Dan Aykroyd. Amazing movie. Like legit amazing movie.
We love John, and you've met John before.
I had the pleasure of hosting an evening with John Cusack and about 700 people that paid to be in the building, and we watched the movie High Fidelity, and then we did a Q&A with John on stage.
So cool.
I got to do that.
I keep saying to Ruby, my comie, that the next time John Cusack comes in town, I'll do the interview.
No,
but he won't let me.
That's not going to happen. All right, so Gross Point Blank, incredible movie. So some of the songs on the track listing that I love, I can see clearly now. Johnny Nash, the incredible Johnny Nash. Rudy Can't Fail, The Clash.
Rudy Can't Fail.
So the movies, they're coming back to their high school for a class reunion, and the DJ in their town is playing all this music. Hey, you know, all the kids from Grosse Pointe High School, whatever, you remember this one. So it keeps tying the music into it in a really cool way. Rudy Can't Fail by The Clash, Pressure Drop by The Specials, Monkey Gone to Heaven by the Pixies, which would have been later.
I love me some
which would have
Pixies.
been later. But anyway, it's just wonderful. And there's so many great one-liners from that movie. There's so many great moments in that movie. And again, I think fits under the rom-com umbrella.
Well, I love Pixies, Where Is My Mind? Which is...
Who doesn't?
When you're running off like that, I think, Where Is My Mind? It's on my number 2.
Okay, wait, whoa. So, no, you're number 3. We need your number 3 now.
No,
Right?
I'm not number 2.
How are you at number 2?
Because I'm going first.
Are you sure?
Yes,
All right,
I'm
go.
going
Keep
5, 4,
All right,
3.
keep going.
Good Lord.
Go, number 2.
Oh, this, I don't know what to, I don't even know. Get a nose hair.
Go.
So Serendipity, Serendipity is all time, as you know.
Oh, we went John Cusack.
That's why I did this.
And I forgot to mention Joan Cusack, of course.
I love Joan too. Oh, I love Joan in 16 Candles, where she's got the neck brace.
Fantastic.
And she's trying to drink water in the hallway.
Fantastic.
She's like, oh, it's just, anyway, watch that too, if you haven't watched it.
All right.
I don't love this song. I don't want judgment here, but I do love.
It's going to come in the comments.
It's going to, judge me if you will. Serendipity is a movie that I just like in general because I believe in astrology. I'm a Virgo. What's your sign?
I have no idea.
You're in December.
I've never checked.
You're in December.
I
Well, I don't know if we can hang out in the.
No, I'm Sagittarius.
Okay, Sag. He's a Sag. Waiting in Vain is a song by Annie Lennox.
Oh, it's a good song.
Walking on Broken Glass by Annie Lennox. There's a couple songs I'm kind of iffy with her. It's a cheesy song, but I love the scene where she's opening up. The guy from Sex and the City, Aiden. What is his real name? I can't think of it.
John
Kate
somebody.
Beckinsale. Kate Beckinsale is the actress,
her.
and she's about to be proposed to, and the proposal is just so epic for any woman that's like hyper romantic like I am. There's this huge box. It's a white box with this red ribbon, and there's all these candles. It's super cool, and she's open up. It's like those worry.
Wait, go back. What was your question? Who are you asking
the
about?
The name of Aiden.
Oh, got it. I'm working on it.
But anyway, she's opening up all these boxes, and this song is Waiting in Vain. So it's cool for those that are hopeless romantics like myself. Have you not found it yet?
No.
Oh, Bridget Moynihan's in the movie. Anyway, incredible movie. Now you get to yours, because we do have to carry on with this excellent episode.
I feel like we've got countdowns. I feel like we've got plenty of time. So that brings us to number 2.
You're at 2.
I'm at 2. Trainspotting. Absolute amazing banger of a movie, directed by Danny Boyle, who I love to death. So much good music on here. Iggy Pop, Lust for Life.
I love
Incredible. Iggy. New Order does Temptation on there, which is fantastic. Lou Reed, Perfect Day, and one of the songs, and I didn't even know about this band until I bought the soundtrack, which is kind of funny. But
did you buy it on like a cassette?
No. I bought it. I had it on CD. I went and bought it on CD after I saw the movie. And there's a track by Underworld on there that is absolutely Born Slippy, which is absolutely incredible. And it's a cool mix. It's a British film, obviously, but it's a cool mix. Blondie does a song on there, and just the way they tied all of these different artists together works really well. I think it's the movie that basically propelled Ewan McGregor to stardom.
We love Ewan.
And it's a great movie. Hyper violent. It's not for children, but it's an incredible film. And I recently bought, I think it was like a 20th anniversary, 30th anniversary, I can't remember what it was, but they put out a double vinyl on orange.
Can you explain what double vinyl means for those?
Yeah, so
like
on back in the day, you would have a double album where you would buy the album and you would open it, right? And you'd had like this kind of gatefold, and you would.
So it's a double where you slip two records out.
You had two records on this like bright electric orange colored vinyl. Interesting tip: colored vinyl is great to collect, but colored vinyl has less sound quality than just the regular black vinyl. So
noted. Most of us don't listen to. I love vinyl though. Like I dig that. In fact, a band that I love, Heavy, they just came out with their new record, and it's clear.
But that's the thing. And that's what's kind of like been part of the reissue of making the renaissance of making vinyl cool is because people that love a particular band. Taylor Swift has been incredibly smart by reissuing limited vinyl drops, colored vinyl drops, and she was like one of the artists to really jump on that. And
everything Taylor does is excellent. So
we love Taylor.
We love Tay. Speaking of soundtracks, I love. She's not in a soundtrack yet, but it should. The Taylor Swift Eras tour. I should have put that on there. But
she's got to be in a soundtrack somewhere.
I can't even put one song.
Certainly, Taylor Swift has been in a movie.
If she is, I would know
her music
because of my daughter. But I'm going to go ahead and give you my number 1.
Go.
Drum roll, please.
Go.
Are you going to do the drum?
I'm not.
Okay. It's not going to. So it's Almost Famous.
Good one.
Let's do it. Dramatic pause.
Cameron Crowe. Good pick.
Cameron Crowe, going back to high school and relationships and growing pains.
Great movie.
I wanted to be Kate Hudson in Almost Famous. I love her fur coat. I love her hair. I love everything about it. Cat Stevens' The Wind is one of my all-time favorites.
There's so much good music
don't
on
judge.
there. Yeah. I'm not
Tiny
judging.
Dancer, so many great songs there.
I'm not judging.
But I'll tell you something super cool. And I didn't even mention this in our 2-hour, 3-hour prep time on our Friday. But Marty Fredrickson, who is one of my OG, I call it like an honorary advisory board of Transparent Sunglasses, which is my brand. Marty was the voiceover for Billy Crudup in Almost Famous.
Did not know that.
So here's something super cool. When I was in New Orleans recently, last Thanksgiving for a family trip, another buddy of mine, Gary Keffer, said, you got to go by the Peach record store in New Orleans. They've got all the vinyl, going back to your records and vinyl and such. And so I found the Almost Famous record, the soundtrack, and I got it, and I autographed it, like autographed, like love Margot, to Carrie and Marty. And I thought that was so cool because I looked on the back and you see his name. So how ironic that I watched this movie in college over and over and over.
There you go.
And that was really, it's a great song.
There you go.
That's my longest story.
That's a great
story.
story.
Can you beat that?
I can't. In fact, we should just end it here. I don't think anything I have to say is going to be as cool as that.
But just try to follow.
We do have to end the show because I'm out of wine. And this is what you don't want, guys. That's a bad sign. That's a bad sign.
But it is a Friday.
It is a Friday. All right.
Also, when you get a countdown, it's all.
My number one. Goodfellas. Martin Scorsese, Ray Liotta, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci. One of the greatest gangster films of all time, uncontested. It's an amazing movie. Scorsese, known for his incredible use of music, curating very specific songs to set a mood, really create this moment in time. So, we have the incredible, the iconic Tony Bennett does Rags to Riches on here, and as the movie is progressing, so it's these guys kind of grow up together in the mob and in organized crime. Lots of doo-wop. The Cadillacs doing Speedo, which is an amazing song if you've never heard it.
Oh, when you say Speedo, I think of bathing suit.
And rightly so. I would expect that.
Okay, keep going.
I would expect that. Aretha Franklin, Baby I Love You. Early Aretha, when it was just... Well, there's no bad Aretha.
But this is bad Aretha, for sure.
Incredible performance. It just makes the hair on your arm stand up. Some blues, Manish Boy by Muddy Waters. And then the piano outro from Layla, I believe when they roll the credits, Derek and the Dominoes. It's beautiful, it's poignant, it's you don't even get it the first time you see it. When you go back and see the movie, I think these moments resonate a little bit more. And we were talking earlier before we shot this, that, obviously big time Scorsese disciple, Quentin Tarantino has done pretty much kind of copied that in his movies, moving past this, in his films, putting all those incredible little moments and just picking those little songs that you cannot see a scene in the movie without connecting it to that particular song.
Yeah, so I'll tell you this. I saw a funny meme on Instagram the other day. We should.
I'm so sorry.
I think Ruby books his phone calls just to look so busy here. This is like the sixth one that you've received.
I have to stop giving out my phone
number.
number.
If you think about something like a movie Scream, for example.
Yeah.
Scream, where they wear those like creepy, their Halloween faces, whatever.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to think if you're wearing that weird face and you're in, some totally like horrific,
and there is a soundtrack for
and
that.
you put it to a different song though, like a lovely
changes
song.
the moods.
It's a totally different mood.
Changes the mood.
And there was this meme that popped on Instagram that was similar to that, showing how impactful music is just on your emotional. It sets the scene. We could be sitting here and they could put like the Jaws, intro, like doo 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 doo, and they're gonna think that we're about to,
I would like to consider that for our opening music.
Maybe it will, so anyway, so the reason this came up is that every time that we discuss a song, I will say, "Did you know it was in this soundtrack?" And so this was really my idea. So I hope that everybody likes it.
This is how we got here.
This is how we got here. How I got in this room got here.
Yeah, and if you guys have ideas or thoughts on how to create another episode like this, or just comment and say, please never do an episode like this again, which, you know.
Don't say that, because we'll unsubscribe from you.
Would make perfect sense, but yeah, we will do it. And then the next time you see another episode of How Did I Get This, How Did I Get In, I can't even say it.
I'll say it. How did I get in this room?
Thank you so much.
With this one.
We are out of wine. But that would make a great show, and then, you know, we're gonna write up a lot more lists for you guys. I think we're done, right? Are we out of here? All right, guys.
I don't know. We need
know
to
the
like
drill.
give a clap. We need to say official goodbye.
We do the official goodbye, but share the video, like us on the Instagram, go to all of our socials, and you know,
drop some comments.
Comments.
Do you like his outfit? Does he need to change from a black shirt? I don't know. I keep saying it.
This was Old Navy.
Give some
cutout
feedback.
rack, $14. All right, guys, we're out of here. I'm Ruben. That's Margot. We'll see you later. Peace.